to him. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. So join Jovan and get your critical cap on. 'Cause there's a Bradley's baddie inside of me and you.
Sup? Hey. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. Not gonna lie. I ain't doing the best. My mental health is taking a nosedive. The news sucks. Chelsea Trump just like blatantly retruth a fucking video of Obama and Michelle as monkeys. Y'all saw that? But I'm supposed to be the one. I'm supposed to believe he's not racist. Yeah. I know. But I'm supposed to fucking just keep like it's such white nonsense. I kept telling myself this is the month of no white nonsense, and yet here we are. So much white nonsense. Dude, I'm just so I don't know. So we're here. I don't even want to necessarily debate. But I'm live. I'm here. I'm fucking on. What are we doing anymore? Like what is the point?
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Dude, I consistently keep trying to put some level of education out into the universe. And here we fucking are. You don't have to stream today if you don't. No, I do, unfortunately. Dude, if I don't stream, I don't work. You guys know how you'll wake up and be like, I don't want to go to work today, but I have to. Like, I got bills. So I do have to stream. I just can't, bro. It's just so fucking crazy. So anyway, here's the topics today. Trans men and women are men and women. No compelling external evidence for Christianity. Gender affirming care for minors. MAGA is a fascist movement. MAGA are educated or bad people. Why should I support Trump? Yo, Stephanie, thank you for the $5 Venmo. Thank you for doing what you do. I try, yo. I try. No, I know I could make it in office hours, but I would prefer to debate over office hours. I don't want to be fucking present. I don't want to be perceived like all month. Why the sweatshirt? Is it cold in Florida? Well, it is cold in Florida, but I also just sometimes like to wear sweaters. It's so weird. Dude, how are we in a place where the president can fucking retweet a video of the former president and first lady as fucking monkeys? That's where we're at. Like, I know y'all thought that in private. No, I was just visiting Jimmy. But this is what we do in fucking public now, dude. But no, you're right. I have to believe all of the fucking conservatives. Trump's not racist. No, true. Holy shit. They were so right. Man. Fun to make something from a tier 2 member over on the YouTube. Did he call Michelle Michael? Probably. They're still peddling that dumb ass fucking Michelle Obama's a man fucking conspiracy theory. It's just more trans panic. Rents, Teacher Taylor, and Starfighter Chad, thank you for being first in Twitch chat today. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck is going on with my voice, dude? Well, it's probably because I haven't talked in like 4 days. Oh. I don't know, dude. It's getting so annoying. Isabel, thank you for the $10 Venmo. Said Black History Month tax. Picking up Stand from the Beginning at your recommendation. Hey, I finally got my books back. So I've Stand from the Beginning right there. I finally got my books back from the other studio. We got to pick a book for book club too. Oh my God, bro. Oh, it's supposed to be community night too. I think Pillow had a trivia. I should see if Pillow is ready to do his trivia. It's community night in the Discord. Hey, bro, stop hating on people, bud. Y'all liberals and Democrats are evil as people. Stop hating on people, then you call people evil in the same sentence is the fucking dumbest shit I've ever heard. Fafo, please just eat penis, okay? It'll make you feel better. Buried under, probably. Dude, I don't know, dude. I can't handle the nonsense anymore. I'm gonna change the color of the headphones. Like, bro, truthfully, I didn't get any water. Fuck me. Well, when we get some calls, I'll get some water. Yo, liberal, I wonder if you watched the Carlos debate. That shit was crazy. Sometimes the world just sucks. We just have to do our best and keep going. Bro, not sometimes. The world has never not sucked, right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but when has there been peace? The world is in a constant state of suckage. It, like, can't just be me that thinks that. They want to how people became radicalized. I became radicalized by watching A Bug's Life when I was like 5. That's what fucking radicalized me. William, thank you for the $10 Venmo. So the Simpsons arcade game is goated. No, so fucking true, yo. I'm so lit that I got this. There's never been justice or morality on this rock. Not for certain groups of people. We just had to ignore. By the way, any tip today is going to me buying a new chair for my I have a spare room in my house that I'm converting into a retro gaming / film room. So it's where I'm going to film all my like video essays and stuff will be in that room, separate of my office space. So that's what this is going to do. Have you played Nine Souls before? No. But depending on how stream goes debate wise, there's a game called Hellmark that came out that I might try. Horizontal mode. No, horizontal mode doesn't get us callers. So I also have to find stuff for this shelf behind me. You know what I really want? I want that fucking $200 shit. It's like an Iron Giant statue. Bro, I want it. That shit's fucking nice. Callers are cowards. Here's the thing you have to learn about MAGA. Most of these people first of all, yeah, you should be getting a video essay by the end of this month. It's being edited right now. A video essay, it's just me deep diving into Trump's pardons in his first year. That should come out at the end of this month. It's being edited. Here's the thing about MAGA. Half of MAGA you see in the chat on YouTube, they're just rage baiting. They're quite literally just trying to rage bait. They have nothing of substance to say. Nothing. They are here to rage bait. And you guys got to get good at recognizing the rage baiters, because you stay engaging with them in the chat for some reason. Also, we need to get our memberships up on YouTube. So go to YouTube and become a member or gift memberships. Let's get them YouTube memberships back up. You play Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah. Give me your real phone number. See, again, rage bait. There's no reason to engage. Just ignore it. It's literally just rage bait. Shara, thank you for the $10 Venmo. So I hope you feel better. Dude, I don't know. I'm just so fucking, I'm so aggy the last couple of days. Plus, I've just been going through some like health stuff, so that's not been the greatest. William, thank you for the $10 Cash App. Said for the planet had peace about 3.5 billion years ago. Yo, wait. So true. Before humans stepped on this fucking desolate rock. Sorry, humans appeared 3,000 years ago. My bad. I forgot the creation myth. Katie, thank you so much for the gifted memberships over on YouTube. Alexa, thank you for the $10 Venmo. Said go towards the Iron Giant. Yo, so true. Amanda, thank you for the $10 Venmo. Said sorry you're not feeling it today. Want to trade? You can come groom dogs. You groom dogs? They don't deserve that. That was a joke. Dude, I've had this cough for literal like weeks. What the fuck, dude? Probably should go to my doctor. Be like, hey, why do I have a consistent dog? A cough. What the fuck am I saying? Anyway, 219-327-8005. If you think you could hang with the big dogs, call in. If you can't hang with the big dogs, don't. Where's Jimmy the Snowflake? I don't know. Probably asleep knowing Jimmy. No, it's not like an original. It's just an arcade 1-up machine. Intelligence came from non-intelligent rocks? God damn, I can't. Like, please don't try to debate creation if you've never actually studied evolutionary biology. It just makes you look stupid. Like a dim sock like AOC would bring a lot of good times to America, so I'm crossing my fingers. I mean, I think dem socks are okay. Like, I'd rather a dem sock in charge than a Republican, for sure. Who's your favorite character in Baldur's Gate 3? Couldn't tell you. I only played like 20 minutes of that game, and it just wasn't my thing. Hey, thank you, Rock Lee Smile. Someone's getting screened right now. Please only call in if you want to debate, guys, so we can see if we can't get any actual decent debates today. Laugh at common sense like an idiot. Common sense is just the sense of the commoner, dude. I really don't care what you and a bunch of uneducated fucks think. God damn, I do not care, bro. Either call in or fucking pipe down. My God, you guys are so loud in the comments, yet you never want to fucking hold your beliefs. You can't put your finger to the flame. If I give someone membership, do I get to pick who gets it, or does it go to... I have no idea, actually. Did that motherfucker just refer to himself in the third person? He said, look at archaeological finds. Bro, the Bible is the most unfucking historic book I've ever read in my life. Do you want to know something? You want to know what Bible truthers believe? They believe that there was a mass exodus of Jews from Egypt, that they traveled for 40 years, that there were 600,000 of them, and yet there is zero trace of them anywhere. There's no archaeological evidence that they traveled where they traveled. There's nothing left behind to show that they traveled where they traveled. There's no historical records from Egypt showing a mass exodus, even though Egypt was really good about writing down its history, especially its losses. It's so interesting to me that they believe in the Exodus is like probably the biggest glaring example of Bible mistruth. And the reason is very clear. It's just Israel wanted to come up with a story for its existence, obviously. Oh, I'm absolutely playing Resident Evil 9 when it comes out. Like, that's all I will be doing. And honestly, I'm probably not gonna play it on stream. Resident Evil is a for me thing. It's for me. I don't plan on sharing. Resident Evil is a for me thing. Even worse, Jovan, they share Canaanite DNA. No, it's very clear when you actually look at history that the Israelites came out of the Canaanites and then didn't want that to be their story. Like, most things in the Bible, in the Old Testament, are just ways for people to what's the word I'm looking for? It's just ways for ancient tribes to justify the shit they did, right? When God goes to the Israelite people, yeah, you can own slaves. That's just because they own slaves. They want a justification for it. So they didn't feel like bad people. Like, let's just keep it above 50. Like, yeah, I'm going to play the full Obey the Voice, yeah. All right, let me get water and then we'll take this caller. There's somebody on the line. Let me grab some water first. Completely forgot to have water on hand. All right. Why are we talking about Andrew Wilson in the fucking chat, dude? I don't debate people that can't open pickle jars. Just seems pointless. We got Winnie screening today, so W Winnie. You know, that could be good. If we read Stamped from the beginning for book club, we could then pre-do our discussion while with watching the documentary. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Why don't we? Just a reminder, anytime after 20 minutes, if you guys are annoyed with the debate, $20 tip moves on from the guest. All right, let's do this shit. First up onto the show, we have Jack. Now, Jack is calling about trans men and women being men and women and does not believe they are. So let's see how Jack handles this. Jack, if you can hear me, please provide your age and pronouns.
I'm 38, and I don't want to play this little pronoun game, so I'm just going to say he.
Okay, so you did play the third pronoun game. Thanks so much, Jack. Now, Jack, you don't believe trans men and women are men and women. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And what are you basing that on?
Biology.
What type of biology would I need to make a sociological claim?
What do you mean by that?
Men and women are sociological categories, not biological ones. So what biology would I need in order to make...
That's not true.
So
that's
it's not true? So men and women
Absolutely
are biological categories.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do
100%.
men have ovaries? Can men get pregnant? No,
Jack,
they can't.
Jack, I just want to know for a fact you're saying 100% men and women are biological categories.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And
Let's analyze that for a second.
You want to be inclusive.
Let's analyze this for a second, okay?
Okay.
Are there any creatures on the planet who use gender besides humans?
What do you mean by use gender?
That have gender? Is there any species that have a concept of gender, a practice of gender, that create their own gender roles? Does any species on the planet do this besides humans?
Yes.
Who? Which species?
Just look at monkeys. Look at monkeys. They play gender roles.
Wait.
Look at lions.
Wait. Look at lions. What roles have monkeys and lions created?
I'm getting ready to.
What are the categories that monkeys and lions have created around gender?
If in a lion, you have a lion pride. The male lion, he controls all of the female lions. The female lions play a gender role. They go out and hunt, bring the food back to the male lion. Guess what? The male lion protects the pride. Those are gender roles.
Okay, what category have they created?
I just explained to you the gender role.
You didn't tell me what the category was.
You can call it whatever you want to call it, but those
I wouldn't
are the
call it.
gender roles.
Wait. I can't call it anything. If the lions have created gender, the lions would have to call it something, right?
I didn't say they created gender. They have gender roles.
So lions didn't create gender, but they have roles. Now, are those roles tied to a gender or are they tied to sex?
Gender is sex. And you're trying to confuse
Gender
it, 'cause
is
gender
sex.
is sex.
Okay. Are all males on this planet men?
Absolutely.
Okay, so male trees are men.
You said male trees?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
They're men. You think trees are men? And you want to have a
If you're saying that they're
conversation.
male,
And you want to have a
if you're saying that
conversation
they're
with me about biology.
Males are men. So whatever
Just
you
hold on.
you consider a male is a man.
I'm not asking you what I consider. We're talking about you. If you want to pivot to what I consider, that's a lazy debate topic. We're talking about you. You've made the claim that all males are men. So do you believe trees are men?
I didn't ask you about trees. We're talking about men. You're trying to change the subject.
Did I or did I not ask you a specific question? That question being, are all males on this planet men? Did I or did I not ask you that question?
Yes, and you're trying to tell me that a tree is a human.
Stop.
Is a
I'm not trying.
debate
Wait,
topic.
whoa. Let me repeat the question again, and maybe you'll be able to keep up. I said,
I heard your question.
no, you didn't. You clearly didn't. I'll ask it again. Are all, A-L-L, so that means every single one, males, that would be any male on this planet, so anything on Earth, men?
Okay, define what a male is first.
Now I need to define what a male is.
Because a male is not a tree. A man is not a tree. A human is not a tree. So your debate is ridiculous.
I don't think you know what sex is, so maybe tell me what sex is before we move forward with this conversation.
Gender, male, female.
I didn't
Simple.
ask you what
I can
gender
answer
was.
these questions
I asked
easily.
you what sex is. Can you provide
I just told you what
can
sex
you
is.
provide a logical definition and a functional definition for the word sex? Are you capable of that, Jack?
I just gave you the answer 3 times, but you just don't want to accept
You
the answer.
didn't actually give an answer. Fun fact,
I just said, did I not? Everybody listening, did I not?
Jack, what you
that
gave
sex
me,
is
what
gender?
you, oh, I don't care if you say it's gender. That's not a definition. That's not a functioning definition. To when somebody asks for a definition, they're asking you to tell them how that word is used in context, right? So I'm asking you the definition of sex. Is that
I'm about
something
to
you're
give you
able
the-
to
okay.
provide?
In a biological sense, it refers to a classification of organisms based on their gender role in sexual reproduction. That's what sex is.
Now, what
Male or
dictionary
female?
did you get that out of?
You said what now?
What dictionary did you get that out of?
I don't need a dictionary, brother.
Okay, so sex is a classification based on a creature's gender roles.
No.
That's what you just said, Jack.
It's a classification of their sexual reproduction in gender roles.
Okay, so it's a classification on sexual reproduction. Do you know that trees engage in sexual reproduction?
They do not.
Are there male trees that use pollen so that female trees can...
Fertilization is not sexual reproduction. Don't even try this.
Okay, hold on, guys. Let's just fertilization is not sexual reproduction. What does the sperm do? What does the human sperm do to the human egg?
Sperm is totally different than fertilization.
What does the sperm do to the egg?
The egg does fertilize it.
Okay, Jack. So Jack, when Jack sat there and said that fertilization has nothing to do with sexual reproduction, Jack, you can now acknowledge that was stupid as shit to say, right?
No. Let me tell you why I said that.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm willing to admit that is how sperm works, but it's not the same as pollination. That's what I'm saying.
What is pollination, Jack?
We know what pollination is.
No? You do? So what is it?
The bees or whatever, insects, they transfer pollen to the flowers and start the process and help the plant grow.
When that pollen gets to another plant, what does it do?
When that pollen gets to another plant, what does it do?
Okay, so let me just break it down for you. Male trees produce male gametes, which fertilize female gametes, which creates a new living organism, which would be another tree. Now, yes, the way that fertilization happens is through pollination, but it is still considered sexual reproduction. All creatures,
but it's not human sexual reproduction, though.
I don't care if it's human sexual reproduction. You have told me all males are men. That's what you've said.
I don't consider a tree a male. Wait a minute. I don't consider a tree a male, and nobody in science would ever say that any tree that you ever see is a male.
Jack, me, the biological community on this planet, botanists, every scientist known to man don't give a fuck that you don't consider the trees male. They are classified as male because they produce male gametes. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're making an ass of yourself, Jack. It is truly embarrassing. Yes,
I really think so, huh?
There are male and female trees, just like in most plant species. Unless the plant reproduces asexually, there are male and female organisms. Living creatures, unless they reproduce asexually, if they reproduce, it's because there is a male and a female of said species. You don't know fourth grade biology, Jack.
Yeah, okay, tell me this. Tell me this then. Tell me this. Can a female part of the tree have a baby by herself? No, she can't.
Trees don't have babies
if you want
in
to
the
say
traditional
male and
sense.
female
What are you
trees,
talking about?
You said what?
I wouldn't say that trees have babies. They have offspring for sure.
Human. Because they're not human. So thank you for proving my point.
Nope. No, because dogs have babies. Hold on, Jack. Dogs have babies. Cats have babies. Cows have babies. I don't consider plant offsprings babies. I wouldn't classify them in that way. I would classify them as
because they are not human. That's why.
So a baby dog is not a baby to you, Jack?
You were talking about trees. Now you're just moving the goalpost.
Jack,
what are you going to say next?
Here's what I need you to understand. It's not moving the goalpost when I respond to something you say. What you don't, Jack, what is the
goalpost on your shoulders, brother?
Jack, what does it mean to move the goalpost? What does that mean?
Anytime I give you a conclusion and an answer for one topic, you ask another question.
That's not moving the goalpost, Jack. Jack, that's not moving the goalpost. That's testing your logic. You don't know these basic debate terms. Please don't use them. It's truly embarrassing. It is the most embarrassing. It's the most embarrassing thing when someone who doesn't know debate terms tries to use debate terms because you don't know what they mean. Now, what? Who
Look, I
had?
don't
Do you want to?
look,
Here, let me.
look,
No,
let me tell you this.
Jack.
Let me
That's
tell
not
you
how this
this,
works.
Jovan.
Jack, that's not how
Let me
this
tell you
works.
this.
I'm sorry, that's not how this works. You don't control the show, Jack. So what I am going to do is demonstrate to
I
you what
could
moving
be.
the goalpost. You're muted now because you're trying to speak when you're not supposed to. So sorry. I hate to do this to you, but submissive men got to be treated like submissive men. Now, what is moving the goalpost, Jack, is when I ask you a question and I say, are all males on this planet men? And you say yes, to which I say, oh, hey, so now male trees are men. You go, but they're not human. That's a goalpost move. That is quite literally a textbook example of moving the goalpost. Now, it's not my fault you don't know these terms, but it would make you look less stupid to just not use debate terms. Okay? That would make it simple. Okay? Now, Jack, I'm going to ask the question again, and let's see if you can give a good answer. Jack, are all males on this planet men? Yes or no?
Are all males on this planet men? Yes.
Okay, so male trees are men.
There's no such thing as a male tree.
Jack, again, that's stupid as shit. Type it. Here's what we'll do. I will bet you $50. Okay, go to Google right now and type, are there male trees?
Let me tell you this. I
Nope,
understand
Jack,
what you're saying.
Jack,
by
stop
saying,
talking. Jack,
look,
nope. Jack, that's not how this works. You said there's no male trees. I'm going to stand on business that there is. Would you like to place $50 on it right now? That's how confident I am. In fact, I'll make it easy for you. I will bet $500 of my own money. If you win, you won't. If you lose, you only have to give me $5. So that's a
well,
that's
I
a
just
fuck.
asked you. You would
Jack,
have to
that's a-
give me the
that's a-
definition
that's-
on what a
Jack,
male
that is a what is that, like a fucking 100% increase? 100% increase on your investment. So if I'm right, I will get $5. If you're right, you'll get 500. Do you want to take
Let me
bet,
tell you
Jack?
something.
Are
Let me
you
tell- no,
Jack? Are you confident?
no.
Yes or no?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay,
I'm not
so when
saying
you
you're
sat
wrong,
up
but you're
here,
incomplete in
so
your
Jack,
answer.
when you sat up here and told me there were no male trees, you were wrong. Thank you for admitting it.
I tried to explain to you why I said it, but you cut me off.
There's no reason to say it if it's wrong. There's quite literally no reason to say it.
It is because I know that trees have to be pollinated. I understand that.
Jack,
but
what
you're
is pollination?
saying that they're male? To me, male, you're saying human.
Nope.
But then you say, they can't have babies because they're not human.
Jack, I didn't say they can't have offspring. I just said I don't consider non-sentient beings to be babies. So animals have babies because they have sentient creatures. Non-sentient creatures would have offspring. Now, Jack, you just said I don't consider them male because I'm not human. That might be the dumbest thing you've said in the last 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Humans aren't the only creatures on this planet that are male. They're not the only creatures on this planet that are female. Jack, if you don't I don't know how you can come up here and say, I believe this based on biology, but you don't know biology, Jack.
Okay, Jovan, let's see if you know biology. Can men have offspring?
It depends on how you define man. Yes, technically all men have offspring. Yeah, all men can have offspring. Yes, Jack.
Can men have babies and get pregnant?
It depends on how you define man, Jack. Some men, yes.
What a man is.
Some men, yes, they can get pregnant and have babies. Yep.
Show me any documentation of a man getting pregnant.
There's plenty of them.
Just one. Show me one.
There's plenty of them.
Where?
Every single trans man who's given birth is a man that's gotten pregnant and had a baby.
Stop it. I said man. I didn't say trans, man.
And Jack, read the first prompt for me, Jack. What's the first prompt on the board?
You're trying to make this. You're trying to conflate the two.
What's the first prompt on the board, Jack?
When everybody knows there is.
What's the first prompt on the board, Jack?
Oh, I know the prompt on the board. I know
exactly. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to add a level of presupposition into your thing. But I'm not going to fall for your presups. I don't believe. No. Stop talking. I don't believe that trans men are women. So therefore, men give birth all the time. Now you believe that they are women, yet you would need to substantiate that. You said I can do it using fucking science and biology, but you haven't been right about a single biological thing in this entire conversation. You said
That's
only
a lie.
humans are Jack, you said
You
only
asked
human
me-
Jack, you said only humans are male. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
In the form of human.
Jack, that doesn't make it not stupid.
Come on, only that thinks it's stupid is you, because I proved you wrong multiple times.
I promise.
during the
Here,
show.
we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll on the YouTube chat right now, and we'll see who else thinks it's stupid.
Do a poll.
Let's see who else thinks it's stupid to say that only humans are male. Start a poll. Is it stupid to say only humans are male? Yes or no? Let's see what the poll says, Jack. Let's see.
Put another poll on there, Jovan.
Let's
put
see.
another
Let's
poll.
see what the
Can
poll
men
says,
get pregnant?
Let's
Can
see what
men
the poll
get
says.
pregnant?
So far, 100% of the poll is saying yes, it is stupid to say only humans are male. So do you want to hold to this, or do you want to change?
Look, they're just dumb liberals, Jovan. All of y'all are just liberals.
Jack, I'm sorry. You think it's a liberal talking point to say that other species can be male or female? Do you think that's a liberal talking point?
That in particular is not a liberal talking point, but your whole view is
Okay,
liberal.
so when you said that it's a liberal talking point, you were lying again, or you were wrong. So which one was it? Were you wrong or lying?
Jovan,
Jack, were you wrong
or
were you lying? Okay, so you were wrong. You were ignorant. Okay, it's cool if you were just ignorant. I can do ignorant. You did not misspoke.
I misspoke and I
You did not
corrected
misspeak.
myself.
So I'm going to ask you again, Jack. Are only humans male?
In a scientific term, I would have to say they can be male and female, but not human male and female.
Jack, you're so stupid. Of course, a non-human can't be a human, Jack. That's not what I'm asking you. You're so dumb.
You're calling me. You're so dumb, stupid, Jack. But you think men can have babies?
You're right, Jack.
Who's stupid?
You're right, Jack. If I were to say, "Can windows be made of glass?" and someone responded, "Well, not glass doors." Right? They could be glass, but they're not glass doors. No shit. I prefaced it with fucking window, you fucking moron.
Okay, well, me or you? Who's the one who switched the topic to fucking trees? I was talking about humans.
Jack, the topic has not changed. If you're incapable of following along with how we got here, I really need you to take your meds. I really need you to take your meds if you're incapable. I will let you know how we got here to show you, but I swear to God, you need to take your meds because your attention is fucking lacking here. The reason we got to this conversation is you said gender only exists in humans. This is why.
I never said that.
I'm sorry. I lied. I'm sorry. I had it backwards. You said gender exists in everything.
Whoa. So you lied.
No, I said I had it backwards. I was mistaken.
Well, no. You said I couldn't take my words back, so you lied.
No, I was wrong. I had it backwards. I gave you two options. I gave you two options: being wrong or lying, and you chose lying because you said you chose wrong. So I'm saying I had it backwards. My position is that gender only exists in humans. Your position was gender exists in everything. So we're talking about the everything to see if your position logically holds. So far, it hasn't, because you have said some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard, such as only humans are male.
What I said on gender roles, was that dumb? Because I got
you said about gender roles? Yes, because they're not born. Those roles are not born of gender. They're born of sex.
Stop it. See, stop it. You just conflating the two. I don't know what's up with
that's
you
not
liberals.
what conflating means.
Male and
Jack,
female.
Jack, you don't know what conflating means. Please stop using words you don't know. If I were conflating male and female, I'd be saying they're the same thing. That's what you are doing, you ignoramus. You goddamn ignoramus. I'm not confusing the two. I can provide you with functioning definitions of male and female, and then functioning definitions of man and women that create them separately. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. Jack, you were voted off the island. Bye. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? Yo, shout out to Katie for paying to move on from Jack. Holy shit, dude. I have never heard someone so confidently say, only humans have males. That's just stupid. God damn, bro. What type of dumb shit? Here, chat, let's do another poll. Let's do another poll just to see who in chat is as dumb as Jack was. Are only humans males and females? Let's see if chat holds a better intelligence over on YouTube. God damn, bro. Whew. By the way, yeah, male trees exist. Jack is just dumb. Where do these people spawn? In the depths of hell. By the way, there's 870 people of you and only 199 likes on YouTube. Get with the program, y'all. Y'all need to hit them likes up more over on a YouTube chat. Let's go. Come on, like that live chat. So dumb, dude. So dumb. Who is the 5% that said only humans of male and female? Holy shit, dude. I start to understand why Jimmy calls people redacted. On God, not even gonna hold you. I misclicked. Okay. Maybe it's just misclicking. Jovan, hitting the like button is a lot easier when you don't use vertical format. Okay, getting callers is not. So if you guys want callers, you have to deal with vertical. I don't know what to tell you. It's really sad to think that stupidity is what drives the algorithm. Oh, man. True, you could go to Twitch for the horizontal. There's so many misclicks. Notice no one called in to defend Jack's position. Nobody said, I'm going to prove why Jack was correct. I didn't use a slur though, so. You contracted anyone to do your source doc? Not yet. I got a couple emails. I just haven't gone through them yet. Haven't had the chance. Jesus loves you. Jesus was found in the Garden of Gethsemane with a naked boy, so Jesus definitely loves some type of people. Two 219-327-8005, y'all. Get on that call. Wait, naked boy explained. You didn't know about this? Let me pull up the verse. There's literally a naked boy in the Garden of Gethsemane while Jesus is praying to God. Don't know what he's doing. Don't know why he's there. Mark 14, 51 to 52. A certain young man was following him, wearing nothing but a linen cloth. They caught hold of him, but he left the linen cloth and ran off naked. So for some reason, there was some naked boy following Jesus. A little weird. Okay, Ryan, if you don't want to call in, see ya. Bye. You're not gonna just get to toe lick in the chat. The fuck? Jesus is in the files. Crazy. Jesus was on the island is even crazier, bro. Damn, one call today. Fucking shit, dude. Anyway, Sheep said Psalm 69:4 goes unbelievably hard. Which one is Psalm 69:4? Those who hate me without reason outnumber the hairs of my head. Many are my enemies without cause. Those who seek to destroy me, I am forced to restore what I did not steal. Okay. I guess. Yeah, 69. Jovan is a communist? Try to be. Hey, since God, everything happens according to God's will, that means God wanted Epstein's Island. Otherwise, he would have stopped it. Numbers 31, 17 to 18 as well. Drop your favorite crazy ass Bible verses in the chat. Oh, yes, yes. Numbers 31. Yep. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him, but all women, children, leave alive for yourselves. Taylor, thank you for the Venmo. Said this would be a good time for ops to call simply because they might sound smarter following Jack. Also, get that chair lumbar support. Maybe. I'm looking for what chair I want in my game room / studio. William, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Said, love what you do. Thank you for the community. Thank you. Connor, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Said, for would you ever do a stream with allegedly Ian? I mean, I'm pretty sure me and Ian have been on a TikTok live together at some point in the past. But would I do a stream with Ian? Yeah, I wouldn't see no reason not to. Jen, thank you for the $10 at White Nonsense. So fucking true, Jen. God damn. That there white nonsense. You have to be 18 to call in? Yeah, or have your parents sign a permission slip. I'm not talking about like a office chair, although I need to probably get one that's a bit more ergonomic. I'm talking about a chair for my studio and gaming room, like a chair that'll sit and play like games in and stuff. 2 kings to 23 to 24. Let's see. 2 kings to 23 to 24. And he went up there hence onto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked at them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the woods and tear 40 into children of them. Yes, 2 kings is when the bald dude goes like, I curse you. And God said, I'm going to kill all these kids. Kevin, thank you for the Cash App. Said, for my husband, and I love listening while we game. Hey, thank you. Shout out to you and your husband. I got 2 kings, 1 for the bear and 1 for the low. I like the part where Jesus says he came specifically only for the Israelite people and for nobody else. People tend to forget that part. Just catching him on Jack's call. Holy shit. Yeah, Jack wasn't the smartest pickle in the bunch. It's funny you guys blame God for all your failures in life. No, I blame God for all the shit he did. I don't blame God for my fucked up shit. That's on me. I blame God for all the shit God did. Like y'all got me fucked up. Jesus came for the Israelites. Is she saying Jesus wasn't American? No. Jesus would have hated America. Sheep and the goats, BB. You guys totally like the knowledge and understanding of Jesus Christ. That's why you'll get what you get at the end of the day. Man, I'd be really worried if I thought Jesus was real. I'd be shaking in my fucking boots. Shaking in my boots. Winnie's screening somebody right now. Oh my God, it's Nathan. Fucking Nathan calling in again, probably to say something real dumb. What do we think, chat? Let's do a poll before we take the call. Do we think Nathan will say something intelligent today? What do we think, chat? Let's find out together, shall we? Coming up next is Nathan, here to tell us. I mean, who knows at this point? Nathan, welcome back to the show. Your pronouns still he, him, Nathan?
That is correct.
All right. Now, Nathan, you're here to tell me MAGA are good people. Is that true?
That's correct.
Okay. Where do you get that idea? That crazy idea from?
Because it says it in the acronym Make America Great Again. So isn't that innately good that they want to make America great again?
Oh, true. When Hitler used the phrase "make Germany great again," that he must have been a good person, right?
No, absolutely not. I mean,
okay. So just somebody. Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Just confirming. Nathan. It's just somebody saying, "Hey, we want to make X great again," doesn't make them a good person, then, right?
But does MAGA want to?
Sorry, this was your whole argument. This was your whole argument.
Yeah, but I haven't seen in.
This was your whole argument, homie. You can't now fold back on
it.
You can't now bring it to something else. All you said was they're good people because they use this slogan.
Yes, but you're comparing MAGA to Hitler, and I haven't once run across a MAGA supporter that wants to exterminate 6 million people.
I'm sorry. My question to you, Nate Billy, is if someone uses a phrase, make blank great again, does that automatically make them good people?
It doesn't automatically make
great.
them
So when you said they are good
bad,
people
because...
So when you said they're good people because they use the phrase, make America great again, that would have been a stupid thing to say, right, Nate Billy?
No, because obviously they see the current economic conditions and that
current economic conditions created by who?
Well, we can go down this rabbit hole. I mean, every president has his good and bad, and obviously, just like what Ronald Reagan said, you have to break it down at an idiosyncratic level. You know,
just like
some people who are living in poverty situation, they're going to consider the economy to most likely be a recession for them. The middle class is still up in the air, depending on their consumer power, and the wealthy, of course, is always going to consider their economy as a whole good.
Yeah, guys, this is Nate Billy. You guys don't know Nate Billy, chat? You don't know Nate Billy? We know Nate Billy.
Did that make sense?
No.
Well, what I just said? No?
Not at all.
It doesn't matter on the individual level and how people view the economy.
No,
what would personal household situation?
No, the individual level doesn't actually matter about when we're analyzing the economy.
Oh, really?
No, okay. I wouldn't look at how one individual is doing to make a clarification on how the economy is doing. Nate Billy, that would just be silly.
There's a difference between macro and micro, right?
Yep, I would never look at microeconomics to determine how the economy is doing. Nate Billy.
No, okay.
You understand that, right?
Well, no, I understand. You're looking at it from a macro level.
Why would I ever look at the economy from a micro level?
Well, I mean, as a U.S. constituent, you wouldn't, but as someone running for office, that would definitely concern you. If I'm running for office, why would I ever look at the micro when I have more than one constituent? Okay. I'm saying a portion of your constituents may view the economy terrible because they're suffering in poverty. Like I just explained to you. This seems like a really crazy way, Nate Billy. This seems like a really crazy way to obfuscate from the question I asked, which was,
Why? Like, whose policies
as
are
someone,
responsible for the economies, for the negative of the economy? Seems like a real weird way to
okay,
obfuscate. And now we have to talk about, well, but
so
instead,
I
let's look
mean,
at
we
whether
can,
we should analyze it micro or macro, even though every
but
level that we analyze the economy and the metrics of the economy is
but
all
that's,
macro.
I mean, that's very complex. I mean, we can go back
It's
to, I mean, Barack Obama. He did lifted the economy out of a recession, and throughout Trump's first 3 years, the unemployment was going down until the global COVID pandemic affected everyone, which resulted
what
into
did Trump do
22 million
specifically in
job.
his first term to lead to unemployment going down?
Okay, so there's always a correlation, not a causation.
Oh, well, then I don't give a shit about correlated data. I only ride with causation. I don't ride with correlation. I don't know her.
Oh, okay, so I mean, it all depends. Say if you're um, allocating resources to infrastructure, obviously that's going to boost a certain industry sector,
Okay,
um,
did Donald
which
Trump
would
allocate resources towards infrastructure? How did he do that? Which infrastructure specifically and
I
which resources?
I I, I didn't say that, sir.
Okay, why are we dealing in
I didn't say
hypotheticals? Give
Trump
me real world examples.
because
I don't know
I
why
was
we have to deal in
explaining to you
hypotheticals.
a
You don't need to
causation example.
Nate Billy, you don't need to explain to me causation versus correlation. Like that's disrespectful as shit to think I don't know the difference between causation and correlation. How about instead you just answer the actual question? You do this all the time, Nate Billy. You don't like to
No, I
answer the
don't.
actual question that's asked. You want to bet? I mean, I can go back to our
But
last conversation where you did this exact same
yeah,
thing.
sure.
You don't
I
ever want
remember
to
every
answer the
single dialogue,
actual
sir.
question that is asked of you. You want to move to some other question that makes you look better. That's not the game we play
Yeah,
here, dog.
yeah, but I don't know how we got to this point. I just simply stated that MAGA people aren't bad as a whole because just the
If
slogan
MAGA,
alone, "Make America Great
if
Again," and
MAGA
then
keeps
you
voting for
reverted back to
somebody,
Hitler. I mean, that's kind of
Nabili,
bizarre.
if you cannot track a conversation, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
No, I tracked it very well. I can break down what we just went.
Nate Billy, what would be the point of me bringing up Hitler in the Make America Great Again if your claim is
Because it's a
these
similar slogan.
if you're no, what's the actual? Can you steel man my position for me for a second?
Yeah, so I don't know how when I responded with MAGA, Make America Great Again, you reverted back to the 1940s era where
Okay, so
Hitler
you can't steal my
had
position. That's
supreme
embarrassing.
power,
I'll
and
explain it
he
again.
made up
I'll
a
explain it
similar
again,
slogan,
Nathan.
"Make
Nathan, I'll explain it
Germany
again.
great again."
Nate Billy,
No, and I
I'll
just
explain it
explained
again.
to you
I'll
that
explain it
MAGA
again,
people
Nate
don't want
Billy.
to exterminate.
If you're not on the up and up, I'll explain it to you again, Nate Billy. Okay. Your claim was what makes them good people is they use a phrase like "Make America Great Again." Using a phrase
Hmm.
alone does not make you a good person. The actions you take do. So I brought up somebody else who uses a phrase, "Make Germany great again," right? You said, well, he's bad because of all these other things he did. Oh my God. Almost like I would say MAGA is bad because of all the other stuff they did, Nabili. Do you track the
So
conversation now?
yes, explain how MAGA voters are responsible for whatever nefarious things you think Trump is doing.
MAGA voters would be responsible
Explain
for
how they.
MAGA voters would
Yeah,
be
go ahead.
responsible for a few things. One, if as a MAGA voter, you, because this is why the point is written the way it is, you could be uneducated. There could be uneducated MAGA voters who don't know what Trump's policies do, who don't know anything about Trump's positions, who don't know how Trump has harmed people. You could just be uneducated, and uneducated people have a chance to learn. So if you are a MAGA voter and you go, well, I didn't know Trump did these things, but now that I do, I don't support him anymore. Great. However, if you know the things Trump has done, if you know that his policies don't lead to benefits in the economy, if you know that Trump's policies leads to human and civil rights infringements, if you know all of these things and you still support him, you're a bad person.
Can you please list just a few examples
Of what?
of
I'd like, of
like
what?
civil rights infringement And I'm assuming you believe that he's a fascist as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
if
go
you
over
can
some
give me some
examples of
clear
civil rights
examples,
infringements. Let's go over some
yeah,
examples.
educate me,
Pam,
sir. This is gonna be hilarious.
his head of the FBI, Pam Bondi, or not FBI, his
Mhm.
Attorney General, Pam Bondi, arresting Don Lemon is a direct civil rights infringement on his First Amendment right as a reporter. Direct, especially because the state already looked at the case and said there's no grounds to arrest this man. Pam Bondi was then directed to do so. Civil rights infringement number one. You want to go over some more? I have a list.
Yeah, I would like to defend that position.
You could
I
try.
don't believe that. Huh?
I said you can try.
Yeah, I don't believe. You know, storming into a church facility where people are just trying to get closer to God, and the massive amount of, well, I shouldn't say massive amount of protesters, but a good enough number was interfering with religious service and possibly obstructing the entryway is something that should be scoffed at.
Nobody's scoffing at it.
And
It's
Don
not a
Lemon,
reason. It's not an arrestable offense. You haven't listed an arrestable offense so far. Do you want to list an arrestable offense?
that actually is, sir,
No, it
obstructing
isn't.
the entry or exit way.
No, it is not. Because Don Lemon didn't obstruct an entryway. So Don Lemon can't be arrested for obstruction of an entryway because Don Lemon didn't obstruct an entryway.
I mean, it's debatable.
No, it's not debatable. Hence why the state courts already looked at this. I'm sorry. So has every protester in that instance been arrested? No.
No.
Just Don Lemon and 3 other reporters? Yes. So my question again goes, if your thing is the protest was wrong and the protest was specifically obstructing an entryway, why weren't the protesters arrested? Why were the reporters?
I mean, that's a very great question, but I want to
You want to move topics
emphasize
now?
that is more important to send a subliminal message.
So
to
Don Lemon was
journalists.
not arrested for doing something wrong. He was arrested to send a message, which would be a civil rights infringement. Thanks, Nate Billy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a civil
I'm
rights
gonna,
infringement.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna keep defending it.
Yeah. So when I said
But
Donald Trump was infringing on people's civil rights, and you said no, he isn't, give me an example, and I gave you an example, and we agree it was a civil rights infringement. Now I'll say it again. Donald Trump infringed on has been and continues to infringe on people's civil rights.
Okay, and so I'm giving you the positive side of it. This is sending a subliminal message, loud and clear, to journalism and protesters who think they have the right to interfere with.
Nabilly, what would you call a state that falsely arrests journalists in order to send a message to convince other people not to protest or to act as reporters? What would you call a state that does that?
I would call it a necessary evil.
I'd call it fascism.
Yeah, I don't see Don Lemon being like persecuted and serving a long time in jail. The charges.
I don't care how long I don't care how long he spends in jail. He was falsely arrested. Yes or no?
Sir.
Was he falsely arrested? Yes or no? Just yes or no. So he was false. Stop. No. Was he falsely arrested in order to send a message? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you don't consider a state that falsely arrests people to send a message a fascist state?
I mean, I consider it fascist if.
And I consider this call over. See you, Billy. Fucking dumbass, bro. Nate Billy, everybody, calls in once a stream to say something really fucking stupid. Yes, it was a false arrest. Yes, it was done to send a message. But no, that's not authoritarian or fascism at all. even though one of the key tenets of fascism is to attack journalists. Nabili, everybody. Nabili. Calls once a day to get embarrassed. God's what was God Sinner? God Sinner, I did your boot early because I just can't fucking stand fucking Billy. I cannot stand him at all. Kano, thank you for the super chat, said my two moms always said if gay people go to hell, it's just to torture Ronald Reagan. That's funny. Sheep said we haven't had a good president since like James Garfield or something. Said Billy or Nathan seems to be blindly following anything the government says. If the government says jump, he jumps. True. Maga is compared to Hitler because he's consolidating absolute power and turning random citizens into groups of people invading neighborhoods, performing extrajudicial arrests and murders. It's fine if people say I voted Trump and regret it, but if they hold Palestine accountable for voting for Hamas in 2004, I will still hold that vote for Trump against them. Maga isn't Nazi, the average Nazi. She'd be sending a lot of super chats, yo. And then Nabili comes back into chat with a talking point he Googled after the call ended. So he could be like, but what about this thing that didn't happen? We got a couple people calling. They're getting screened right now. Yo, if you're liking the live, guys, feel free to do all the things. I'm not going through the y'all know what to do. Y'all know the housekeeping. I can't be bothered to go through it all again. Duke of Shotska, thank you for the super chat. Said telling your kids from the young age that U.S. is the best, first democracy, genius, blah blah blah, reinforces normative thinking, discourages discovery, turns every different into an inferior. True. Oh, you mispronounced my name. It's Kainoa. Kainoa. It's Hawaiian. Okay, my bad, Kainoa. Apologies for that one, friend. Hey guys, don't worry though. Nate Billy just doesn't understand how civil rights are being violated. Doxson Greenlight, thank you for the super chat, said, how does a MAGA change a light bulb? Ooh, how? He waits for Trump to say it's fixed, claps like a seal, and then sits in the dark. Oh shit. Burn. Burn. Ugh. I tip, but in the past you didn't do the things I tipped for. If you're tipping with any expectation of me doing something, then I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't be. Someone could tip me $600. I don't owe them anything. Now I'll do the pay to boots. But if it's for anything other than like a pay to kick, no. But pay to kicks, I always kick when I eventually see the pay. There's never been an instance where someone's paid to boot and I haven't eventually seen the pay to boot and moved on. It doesn't happen. We're getting some people being screened right now, so we'll start to take calls in a second. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, like, because at this point, y'all gonna fucking again. Every time someone pays to boot, I will eventually boot the guest when I see the pay to boot. If I miss it, sorry, I'm watching 3 chats and also trying to have a debate with a person. Like, again, we gotta quell the entitlement on here, okay? Today it's 2 chats, but if I'm running the other YouTube, it's 3. So quell it, squash it, for real. Like, what? I'm waiting for Winnie to read. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. They hung up. Okay. It's if I'm running the horizontal and the vertical YouTube at the same time. This is white nonsense. Stop making Jovan deal with it, really. Shara, thank you for the Venmo. Said, thanks for keeping me company while I work. Grab some lunch on me. Ooh, what do I want? Thank you, Shara. All right, let's bring in the next call. All right. Coming up to the show next, we got Chris. Chris wants to talk about trans men and women. Chris, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
32 male, and you already got my name, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Sorry, real quick. Male isn't a pronoun that I'm aware of in the English language. Do you use neopronouns? Male/male self?
I'm just a male. I was born a male. Man, male.
That's
Mister.
fine. I asked you a very specific question. It was, what are your pronouns? I didn't ask what gender you are.
Oh, I don't know the differences with you people.
You don't know the difference between pronouns?
No, what you guys consider pronouns or what you find, sensitive or
What
whatever.
I
just call myself a
consider
male,
pronouns are the same 12 pronouns that have existed in the English language since like the 13th century.
Okay, fantastic.
So then what are your pronouns, Chris?
I guess I don't know. I guess I'm a he, him.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I guess I don't know. I guess I'm just as lost as some of your audience here.
Well, yeah, if you don't know how pronouns work, I would suggest going back to like take basic grammar, maybe. That might help out.
No, I'm definitely an idiot. But I mean, common sense about pronouns is something I haven't really thought about since maybe like 2020 when people lost their mind.
I'm sorry. You don't just retain information? You've lost that information?
Oh, definitely retain information, but like things that I don't really use, like most of the algebra
you don't use
I
pronouns?
don't really think about anymore.
You don't use pronouns?
No, I don't go around saying, he is coming through the door, everyone.
You don't use the word he when referring to people? Or she?
Oh, totally, but I don't think about that pronoun.
Okay, Chris, it seems like you keep saying real stupid shit. Just FYI. Because you told me you don't really use it, and now you're saying, oh no, you do use it. I'm just so confused.
Debate, or are you just going to talk about how I'm dumb? I've already told you, yes, I'm a dumb person.
I mean, I can do both.
How stupid this debate is. A dumb person can use common sense to know that this is a stupid debate.
I can absolutely do both. But, Chris, I'm going to say real plainly, if you're incapable of answering a question at the start of the call, how can I be sure that you will then be good faith for the rest of the call? You were incapable of answering one of 3 questions.
I did answer your question. I'm sorry that I told you my gender instead of my pronoun. I guess I'm
So
just
that means
confused.
you were.
I get a little nervous too when
Okay,
people
so you
ask me
were
that because I don't want to offend
incapable. Got
you.
it. Now, Chris, Chris? Now that we've got the understanding that you were confused, it's okay to be confused. You've got it now. What do you want to say about trans people?
So I know some trans people. I worked with kids for 11 years, and there was a trans girl who was not trans, or she just identified as a boy. Great kid. Well, we all loved him, her, whatever it was. But I just don't believe that somebody could be born in the wrong body. Just like
That's
if you have
great. No one's
CP,
born in the
if
wrong
you're a
body.
dwarf, if you have any.
That's wonderful.
Hold on a second. If you have CP or you're a dwarf, obviously you don't like the body you're in, but it doesn't mean you were born in the wrong body. Yes, you have these circumstances, right? And
that's
maybe
wonderful.
You have these thoughts.
Trans people don't think
you're not
they're
in the wrong body.
That's great. Trans people don't think they're in the wrong body. So thank you for agreeing with trans people.
But how could they not think they're in the wrong body when they're born with a penis and a male and they feel like they're a woman?
Because being a woman has nothing to do with your sex. It has to do with your gender. There are plenty of trans people who love their penises. There are plenty of trans women who love their penises.
I'm a little confused.
Love, good for them too.
Then I guess I don't know what the
They're nice
definition of a
penises.
woman is, because for me, a woman
Clearly.
is a female with female
Okay, well,
genitalia, female anatomy.
That would be an incorrect and inadequate definition, yeah.
But why? Then what is the definition of a woman, I suppose?
So the definition I use is an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their schema.
No. There is no definition that one uses.
Yes, there is. That's how words work, friend. Definitions are descriptive,
That's
not
absolutely
prescriptive.
not true.
Do you
What
think?
is the
Hold on.
definition?
I'm sorry. Do you think definitions are
Hold on, wait a
descriptive or
second.
prescriptive, Chris? Do you think definitions are descriptive or
Jovan,
prescriptive?
come on, dude. You're
Do
a
you
cool
think
guy. I see those
definitions are
headphones. Don't be like
descriptive or
that.
prescriptive? Yes or no? Which one? Are they
Excuse me?
descriptive? Are definitions descriptive or prescriptive? Which one?
I could say they could be both, I suppose.
I'm sorry. Which definitions can be prescriptive?
Honestly, Jovan, like I said, I'm an idiot. I've never even heard the word prescriptive before.
That's embarrassing.
It's not that embarrassing, considering I have a family, 2 kids, 2 houses.
It's
I have a
very
great
embarrassing
job,
that
and
you
I'm
don't know what the word
successful and happy. How is it
prescriptive is. Yeah,
embarrassing?
it's embarrassing if you don't
Why
know what
is
the
that
word
embarrassing?
prescriptive is.
Some of my friends would say it's embarrassing to walk around with kitty ears, but I like yours. I don't think it's embarrassing that you're
Great.
doing
At
it.
least I know what the word
So don't
prescriptive
judge me for
means,
not knowing
Chris.
something. So you're saying somebody who
At
doesn't
least
know
I know
something
what the
should
word
be
prescriptive
embarrassed
means,
about the
Brett.
fact that they don't have the knowledge that you have.
At least I know what a basic word means, bud.
A basic word is hello, goodbye. Those are pretty basic words.
Prescriptive is a very
prescriptive,
basic word. I don't know how you get into.
Jovan.
I don't know how you
Stop
get
it.
into.
Stop
I don't know how
trying
you
to
try to
shame me,
do.
Jovan.
I don't know how you try. No, I will not stop trying to shame you. You deserve the shame. I don't know how you try to do online debates. You don't know what the word prescriptive means.
I don't try to do online
Where's
debates.
too
This is
big
the
for
first time I've
Elmo?
ever called in.
So you are trying to do an online debate.
I've never tried to before. This is my very first time. So no, I
Okay.
don't try to do
Maybe
online
next
debates.
time
I saw
before
yours
you.
and I wanted to call
Maybe
in.
next time before you call in, learn what like basic.
So Jovan,
words
could you
mean.
answer my question, please?
What was your question
Oh
again?
my gosh, this is what you guys do.
What was your question?
How can someone be born in the wrong body? If you
They're
are
not.
born a male,
I already answered that question. I don't know why you're
with a
asking me the
penis,
question again. I already
and
answered it.
That's not an answer.
Genuinely
how did it
don't.
happen? Could you tell me
It
how
doesn't.
it happened?
It doesn't because that's not what they feel. I don't know why you're making me answer the question again. Do you want me to rewind the tape when I answered it the first time? I can answer it again if
Okay.
it makes you feel better about yourself. But like I already answered it.
Answer it again. How does someone get born in the wrong body?
They
Yes,
don't think
go
they're
ahead.
born in the wrong body. There's your answer.
They are in the correct body, yet they deny that body and say I'm something else. Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
Then why would they say they're a different gender?
Because gender and sex are not the same thing, Chris. Pretty simple.
So are we in
Pretty easy.
Narnia or what do you mean? I'm
Nope.
confused.
We're in the world.
This is so funny.
Can you
since
provide?
You guys all
Hey,
got
Chris,
woke,
Chris,
it's hilarious.
Chris, can you
Hey.
provide a functioning
Go ahead,
definition for the
Jovan.
word sex?
What'd you say?
Can you provide a functioning definition for the word sex?
A functioning definition. So not a definition, not a prescriptive definition or a descriptive definition, but a what kind of definition?
A functional definition that can
Give
function
me
in
a
society.
functional definition.
Do you know what the
I love
word
these types of
functional
words like this.
means?
Functional, I do know.
Okay, so then I don't know why we're playing the semantics game. Can you provide a functional definition for the word sex?
So, for me, it's just your biological kind of classification. It's defined by your anatomy, and that's basically it for me.
Great.
Your reproductive anatomy, endocrine organization, your chromosomes,
phenomenal.
your developmental pathways in your brain, what you like when you're a baby.
Great. Now, what's a functional definition of the word gender?
That I don't have, I guess.
But you said they're the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. I would say that's the exact same definition for gender. Okay. But you're saying there's a different one, right?
Provide?
You're saying they're two different things.
Hold on. Great. Wait, we're not arguing about my stance. We're doing an internal critique. We're critiquing your logic here. So now you've said they would be the same thing, that the definitions are just the same because they are the same concepts. Great. So what categories of gender are there? What are the categories?
What categories of gender?
Yep. If somebody were to say,
genders are there?
If somebody were to say, "Hey, Chris, if I were to ask you the categories of cars,"
community kind of arguing between the Q and the W, and like the L's and the G's don't like them, I'm confused.
Chris, if you're afraid of the conversation, just say so and I'll move on. There are other people in the queue.
Jovan, I am so not afraid. You're just kind of going around in circles that don't make sense.
It's not a circle. I don't know if you know what a circle is. This is a straight line. I haven't asked you a repeating question. I haven't gone back to the original question. We're going down a dialogue tree. You need to learn what a dialogue tree is. Nope. I asked you what are the categories of gender? Like if I said, Chris, what are the categories of cars? You might say Ford, Ferrari. These are all different categories that cars can fit into. So what are the categories of gender?
Category. That's a make of car.
Those would be categories. Those would be categories.
What are the categories of dogs?
Do you need me to define category for you?
What are the categories of dogs, Jovan?
If I were to split,
question, isn't it?
If I were to split dogs into categories, I would use the species. Yes, species is a categorization.
Okay.
You don't know what the word category means. Holy shit. Chris, how can you have a goddamn... Okay, great. Let's just do it. 2 genders. What are those gender categories, Chris?
Male and female. Or if you have some sort of biological deformity, you might be both. XXYY is what I've heard online. I haven't confirmed that. That I accept. There's no denying that.
So the only genders that exist, the only gender categories are male and female. So the only gender categories that exist are male or female?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's what it's always been until this happened, except for in Egypt as well.
That's how it's always been.
Worship that god that could change.
It's not how it's always been. I hate to break it to you. It's not how it's always been. But
no, that's what I'm saying. In Egypt, they also worship the god that could change your gender. Yeah.
Well before Egypt, well after Egypt. So Chris, if there's only 2 gender categories, male and female, why do you call yourself a man?
Because I'm a male, and that's what's considered a man. A man is a male, except for Becky Lynch, the man.
So are male and man synonymous? Synonymous means they mean the same thing.
I would say yes, they are.
Okay. Are all males on this planet men?
You know what? No, I would say they don't, because you could be like, you're the man, right? And you could be talking to a girl.
So male and man are not synonymous. If I was like,
you the male, that would be different.
So male and men are not synonymous.
I suppose so in just a conversation, yes. But in definition, I would say they are synonymous.
Okay. In definition, they are synonymous. Are all males on this planet men?
If it's synonymous, yes.
So male trees are men.
Well, they might not identify as man, if that's what you mean.
Nope. I'm just asking if they are. Again, we're doing an internal critique. It's nothing to do with what I believe. So you believe male trees are men?
Male trees?
Yep.
Like, yes, male plants are... No, wait, what do you mean? A male plant is not a man. No, I guess a man...
You told me all males are men. You said the words are synonymous and all males on the planet are men.
Yes, and I love your word trickery, Jovan. But
it's not word trickery.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes,
hold on.
I'm talking about humans,
Let me just confirm. Let me just confirm with the chat. Let me just confirm with the chat real quick. Chat, did I ask the sentence, are all human males men? Or did I ask the sentence, are all males on the planet men? Which sentence did I ask, chat? Maybe I misspoke and didn't realize it.
What was the question that we started with, my friend?
The question is, are men? No,
trans giraffe that you met.
Chris, you might have been born stupid, but like I wasn't. So again,
I was born smart.
The
and then
conversation,
I had a drug addiction.
the conversation we're having is, are gender and sex the same thing? If it is the case that gender and sex are the same thing, and the category man maps on to the category male, then every male on the planet, regardless of species, would be a man. Unless you're telling me gender and sex are actually different because only humans can have a gender. This would mean that gender and sex are not the same thing. There is a difference that exists within a societal framework, meaning gender is not a
Wait,
biological
you're saying only humans
category.
could have gender? You're saying your argument is that only humans could have gender?
It's not my argument. It's the argument of basic biology.
No. No, I'm sorry. I was just making sure I understood what you just said.
Yep.
You're saying that only humans could have gender?
Only humans have gender, yes. Other species have
So
sex.
My dog
Only humans have
is
gender.
not a female?
Female is a sex term, Chris. Female
So
is
my
in
dog's
regards.
not a girl dog?
Your dog would be a female dog. Girl is not a word that maps onto dog. Now, we personify dogs and we call them boys and girls as like a personification because it's just easier for us.
Mhm.
But your dog is not a girl.
Would you do that for every other animal? Would you say that for every other species of animal?
Yes.
Come here, boy. If you had a boy, a male monkey.
Yes, all you're doing is personifying it. What's the definition of boy?
So actually, let's go back to your
Chris,
point
what is the
before,
definition of boy? What's the definition of boy?
The definition of boy?
Yeah. We can take your
I've
direct.
honestly never read the definition of boy. I would say a definition of boy is a young male under
No.
the age of 12. I don't know.
Even if we want to take under the age of 12, the fuck? You think 13-year-olds are men?
No, I'd say they're teenagers. I wouldn't be like, come here, boy.
So there's a
I
third
couldn't be like,
gender
"Come here, young
category
man."
called teenager? I didn't
No,
know
it's not
that.
gender. You just said that male and man
Okay,
are not the
so
same thing. So
Is a
male and
13-year-old a
boy are
boy
not the
or
same
is
thing.
a 13-year-old a boy or a man?
A 13-year-old boy, is he a boy or a man?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a male. If you want to consider him a boy or a man, I guess that's up to you. I would consider them
Okay.
a young man or a
Okay.
teenage man or a
Let's
teenage boy.
analyze what's happened here a little bit, because maybe we need to link these lines in the chain here.
Am I in the Twilight Zone? What do you?
You're in something, homie.
What the
You're
hell are you
definitely in
talking
something.
about? What
When
the hell are you talking
The
about?
definition,
So,
the
can we just
definition
let's
that
go
is.
somewhere else.
Hold on, no, we're
So
not going to go
someone who
somewhere else.
believes they should kill themselves.
The
That
fuck
person.
what the fuck
has
are
the
you talking?
correct,
What?
No, because
Fuck are you
you're
talking
going around in
about?
circles about definitions about boy and dogs. And this is every time I hear a debate like
Chris,
this is what I hear from you
Chris,
people.
Chris,
No,
it's
seriously, give me some
embarrassing that you
facts. Stop
can't
talking
track
about
the
grammatic
conversation.
errors that I'm making.
It's so
Oh my
embarrassing
God,
that you
Jovan.
can't track where this conversation has gone.
Jovan, I can't because we're going in circles that
Holy
don't even
shit.
matter.
We haven't gone
You're
in a
saying that
circle.
male and man are not the same thing. You're trying to trick me because, man means only human. Duh, we're talking about
It
humans
is
here in
so
the conversation.
embarrassing. It's
Use
so
the context.
embarrassing when people like you think that critiquing your logic
Don't
and
say
critiquing
people like
your
me. You
claim.
don't know
I'm
me,
gonna
Jovan.
say people
Your
like
whole
you. Okay,
history-
I'm gonna mute you because it's not your turn to talk. It's so embarrassing that people like you think that logical critiques are fucking tricks. Holy shit, dude. It's so embarrassing. It's not a trick to analyze if your statement has logical grounding. God damn. Whatever cocaine you used to do, take another hit. Fuck. Now,
Chat,
Chris.
look at this.
Chris, I'm going to say again, your logical claim, or your claim that gender and sex are the same thing, as we have proven here, holds no logical grounding. It fell apart
Okay,
instantly.
Sure, I guess so. In your mind. But
Not
we
in
all
my
know what we're
mind,
trying
in
to say. When I
practice.
say sex
Not in
and
my
gender,
mind, in
I'm talking
practice.
about a male or a female. That's
Oh my
what we know.
God,
That's what
bro,
I mean.
You
by
don't
when
know
I'm saying
what
that.
gender is.
Jovan, are you not able to use context? That's embarrassing. You can't keep up with context.
I know that you
have
want to just
use-
do. I know you want to just do what I do, but it doesn't work when you do it because, unfortunately,
Jovan,
that's not
I
how
can't do what
context
you do.
works.
You are
That's
good at
not
what
how
you do.
context
I can't even
works,
out-debate
Chris.
you.
That's not what context. That's not how context works. Again, you made a claim, and that claim is trying to ground your position that trans men and women feel like they're born in the wrong body, or that trans men and women are not men and women. They're trying to ground that position. So you've made an argument out of this, and we're analyzing that argument. If you can't handle your logic being tested, don't debate. It's literally the basis of a debate is to ask questions to test logic. And as soon as you are backed up against a wall, because you're sitting here saying shit like
backed up,
you,
Jovan.
Chris, goddamn, yeah, you are, my homie.
You're Jovan.
Yeah, you are,
Jovan.
dog. Yeah,
Look, I've
you
got
are.
respect for
I
you.
hate to break
I
it
said I
to
like
you.
your headphones, right? But you're trying to fuck me over
care.
by making me sound stupid. I am stupid, and I'll admit it. But you don't need to shame me because I can't keep up with your grammatical intelligence.
Why
Like,
try to call
man.
into a debate if you're self-admittedly stupid?
Because I was hoping my logic would be faced with logic instead of, oh, what is a man and a male the same thing? Trying to mess me up. Trying to use stuff like that. Come on, Jovan.
Chris. I need you. If I were to say to you, Chris, all vegetables are fruit, would it be backing me into a corner to ask me questions to test this? Like maybe, Jovan, what's a vegetable? And how does what you define a vegetable be to track on to, Chris, I'm going to mute you. It's not your turn to talk. If I were to say all vegetables are fruits and you were to go, well, let's analyze this and let's see what you believe a vegetable to be and see if we can track that on to what you believe fruit to be. And it turns out that you can't actually tack on what I believe a vegetable to be with what I believe a fruit to be. So therefore the claim has no grounding. That's not disingenuous. That's called a logical critique. Now, Chris, if you want to continue this conversation, I need you to stay. If you're going to make a claim, fucking hold on to that claim. Don't throw it away and want to move topics because you can't ground it. Don't say shit you can't ground. It's genuinely like, I don't even understand why you would call a debate to say something that you can't ground. So, Chris, simple question for you.
You guys have callers, other callers you could take, like maybe argue against me and be like, hey, tell me why you feel like you were born in the wrong body, because I've heard that being said before.
Chris,
I'm not coming here saying, hey,
Chris,
I believe trans people think
Chris,
this. No, it's me.
Chris, when trans people say that they were born in the wrong body, all it is doing is it's a way for cis people to understand how they feel. They're not saying they actually think this. Right? It is just an analogy so that you can understand how they feel. That's it. If you take it literally, that's on you. It's hyperbole. It's not to be taken literally.
Is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying you can't take that literally.
You're literally taking it literally. My God.
You can't. I'm saying you can't be born in the wrong body. So I can't take that literally because I believe that isn't possible. So I could never take it literally that they're in the wrong body.
Hey, dude, there's no way. It's a metaphor, Chris. Do you know what a metaphor is? If I say I'm so hungry, if I were sitting across from you at the dinner table and was like, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse, would you look at me funny?
Jovan,
would you look at me funny? Would you go, Jovan, you could never fit a horse in your stomach? I don't know why you would say that. It's a goddamn metaphor, Chris. Shit, dude.
Jovan, because you told me to track the conversation, right? You told me to track the conversation. You just
try
said
at least
that it's something people say to make cis people understand their feelings when they say I was born in the wrong body. And then you said, if you take that literally, that's on you. And I'm saying I can't take that literally ever because I don't believe that could be true. Because you can never be in the wrong body. It's impossible.
Chris, they don't think they're in the wrong body, Chris.
No, that's not what I just said. Jovan, I'm saying I'm tracking the conversation. You just got mad at me and saying that you're basically calling me stupid, but I'm telling you that's not what I'm arguing at that point. In that very point of our conversation, I'm arguing the fact that you just said that I was taking something literally that I said I couldn't take literally. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Chris,
now, the next point, you just explained that. Great explanation, I suppose. But why does somebody need to change their body? Or why do they feel like they need to dress differently if they're not in the wrong body? If they're in the correct body, right? Let's just say, hold on.
What?
Maybe
You're telling me you've never changed?
You're telling
me you've never changed the way you dress?
I dress not in. No. Actually, I would say in this conversation, no. I would never change the way I dress to dress like a woman.
No.
I have.
In your 32 years of life,
I've worn a dress one time.
Do you dress in the exact same way? Do you dress in the exact same way you dressed when you were 5 years old?
No. Actually, what I was just saying is I've worn a dress before, I wore a dress. I
Cool,
worked at a
so have
camp.
I.
I had a dress on all day.
What does that
and
have to do with
acted
anything?
like a girl. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I dressed like a girl. So, but I just, as a fully developed man, stupid man, right? I am stupid. We've already confirmed that.
Holy shit.
I would never dress like a woman unless I was trying to be funny. No.
Okay, Chris, you've been voted off the island. See you.
All right, Jovan, take care, buddy. God.
No. No. Shout out to Sheep for paying to move on. Dude, they're not sending their best. So what the fuck, bro? Why can no transphobe understand what a test of logic is? I don't get it. Dude, I go into debates all the time where I'm asked like questions for 20 minutes and I'm fine answering them because they're testing my logic. I hold ground that my logic makes sense. So I'll answer whatever question needs to be answered. Oh. God damn, bro. Holy shit. There's a box in my doorway that I thought was an animal staring at me. And I was about to be like, where the fuck did you come from? What a great time, yo. I just can't, dude. I just can't, bro. It's so stupid. Would you ever wear wigs? I've worn a wig. Wasn't for me. So, all right, let's bring in the next person. Coming up next in the show, we got Rich. Rich wants to talk about gender-affirming care for minors. Rich, if you can hear me, please provide your age and pronouns. Hello, Rich. Rich, are you there? Richie Rich's Christmas wish. Richa ding ding. Big Rich on campus. Riches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Okay, well, tried for 30 seconds, didn't get an answer. We'll go to the next caller. All right. Okay. We're going to bring up the next caller. Next coming up is Joseph. Joseph wants to talk about topic number 2. Joseph, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
29. He, him, his.
All right. Now, Joseph, you would like to present some compelling external evidence for Christianity. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm looking for when I use the word external, correct?
No, enlighten me.
External means that it would be evidence from outside of the belief system.
Okay. Okay,
So-
I'm with you.
Okay. So then please provide me with the compelling external evidence for the truth claims of Christianity.
So I'd like to start with the character of Jesus, Jovan. Can we agree Jesus was a walking, talking, living, breathing person that taught in and around the Middle East in 2,000 years ago?
I can say yes for the sake of the debate, but I'm agnostic on the existence of Jesus.
Okay. And then can I ask, are you an agnostic atheist?
No, I'm just a full-fledged atheist. I don't believe there is a God.
Okay. But you know there is not a God.
Correct. My belief is that there is no God. Correct.
Okay. Oh, well, to preface my argument, I'm a Gnostic theist.
Okay. That's fine.
So back to the character of Christ. He was a living, talking, walking, breathing, teaching person. He was a teacher, and he had a lot of wisdom to share and wise things to say. And he lived for about 35 years and was killed by the Romans, crucified.
Just really
put in
quick,
the tomb.
even if I accept the premise that Jesus existed, I don't know that I would accept any of what's attributed to him as like things attributed to stuff that he said. I can accept that a person named Jesus may have existed and may have been crucified by the Roman guard, but I have no evidence to believe that the claims made about what he said at the time of his time he was alive are true.
Oh, why not?
Because he didn't write anything down. Nobody wrote anything down while he was alive. Only people repeating what they said that they heard him say. Right. So I have no proof to believe. Or I think it is within the realm of possibility that the words attributed to him were not said by him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm starting to see your argument now.
Okay. So yeah. Did you have another point you want to make?
Well, I guess external evidence for Christ not believing the things attributed to Jesus were written while he was alive. And am I gathering your argument so far?
Kind of. The Bible is a claim, right? The Bible is making a claim that these are the things that were done and said, especially if we're looking at Jesus. These are the things of the New Testament that were done and said by Christ. So I have no external evidence to show that these things were actually done or said. So that's where I would be coming from. So I would need some sort of evidence outside of the belief system that would be compelling enough to make me, and listen, I could agree. I could be compelled probably pretty easily that like about his words. I can't be compelled easily about his divinity. So that would be a bit tougher
him
to
being
prove.
the Son of God. Yeah, him being the Son of God, him rising from the grave, him turning water into wine. Those are impossible for you to believe.
Without really compelling evidence, yeah, it's all but impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. What about I know the prophecy? What about the old? I mean, this goes back to the Old Testament, and I'll be the first to admit I believe Adam and Eve is more of a Christian mythos, creation story, but rooted in some truth. But the old books of the Old Testament talked about the coming of a Messiah, and Jewish word was kept by, or Jewish stories were kept by word of mouth, and it wasn't written down until
based
Moses.
Based on the Messiah, the Messianic prophecies, I would say Jesus is definitely not divine because he doesn't fulfill them.
Which ones doesn't he fulfill?
Any of them. Like
he
literally,
rose from the grave.
That's a claim, right?
That's a claim.
Yeah, right. Like that's a claim, is that he rose from the dead. There's no evidence he did that. So I'm not going to attribute that prophecy to him. Also, if he rose from the grave, where is he?
In heaven.
Yeah, so he's dead again then. So like he didn't rise because he's back to being dead.
Well, that's the point of heaven is eternal life, or is it death?
If heaven is eternal life, then nobody truly dies. Then how can you rise from the grave?
By being the Son of God. I know it sounds ridiculous.
That wasn't really an answer, though. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the Messianic
External evidence
prophecies, the
outside
Messianic
the belief system.
prophecies are written very vaguely, and they try to stuff Jesus into those. But like one of the prophecies is Jesus will recall all of the Israelite people from all corners of the globe. It's never happened. He will end all wars.
Aha.
Hasn't happened. He will ride into, what was it originally, that he would ride into Jerusalem on a donkey as king, but when he rode into Jerusalem, he was not king yet. He wasn't like labeled a king. So like all these prophecies they try to fit Jesus into. I don't see it really happening. But again, these would all be him fulfilling prophecies would be an internal evidence, right? Because he's fulfilling what the belief system already believes. That's not external evidence of his divinity. And actually, if we're talking about the Old Testament, I think the Old Testament is way harder to believe than the New Testament. Like there's direct contradictions of historical events in the Old Testament to what we know actually happened on the planet.
And where do we learn what actually happened outside the Old Testament?
Well, we would learn that from like archaeological evidence or records. Like
Aha.
the Exodus, for instance, is completely contradicted by actual ancient Egypt history.
I see what you mean now. So archaeological evidence of the crucifixion of Jesus would be more significant to you?
100%.
I see what you mean now. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Jovan.
Yeah, if we had archaeological evidence of his crucifixion, I would be more. What it would do is it would prove to me that there was a man named Jesus that was crucified.
What about the Dead Sea Scrolls or any written
The Dead Sea
manuscript
Scrolls
from the time?
The Dead Sea Scrolls have nothing about Jesus in them. They're Old Testament. The Dead Sea Scrolls,
You
all
got
the
me
Dead
there,
Sea,
Jovan.
all the Dead Sea Scrolls prove is that the Old Testament has been around for thousands of years, which I would agree. I believe that it has been. So that's all the Dead Sea Scrolls prove.
Good point. Good point.
So yeah.
Well, long-time listener, first-time caller, Jovan.
All right.
I figured I'd give it a shot and see what you had to say. But external evidence for Christianity, huh?
Anything that is making a claim about the universe would need some sort of external evidence to prove that claim.
Okay. Well, am I welcome to call again in a couple months?
If you want to, sure.
All right. Stay frosty.
Yeah, all right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That one was weird, wasn't it? I do love a good theism debate. Y'all know that. Y'all know how to pronounce my name, right? All right, we have one more call. So the calling queue is still open, but maybe after this call, we'll move to play that new horror game. We'll see if we get any other callers. We'll see. Let me go through our super chats real quick before we do that. We got a bunch of super chats that I didn't read yet. McDubbin said, is Chris saying there's a biological way to dress? Does that mean the founding fathers with their powdered wigs and makeup were female? Oh shit, true. System Cell Sound, I really miss your whiteboard. So many callers would maybe track better. It's coming back. I promise you, it's coming back. I figured it out. Sheep said, Chris, spaghetti toes, mama, papa, cabbage, data. Use your context clues to understand what the nonsense means because I can just say words mean anything I want. Crazy. Joshua Ever said, if you can head a column on a spreadsheet with it and place examples within the column, it is a category regardless of scale relative to the examples. Yes. Tech-a-Man said he knows what functional means because his doctor keeps telling him his PP isn't. God damn. She said Chris doesn't know what a functional definition is because his brain isn't functional. Woke Donkey Hole said, finally, Jovan is live and I am free. Sheep said, I see people saying Trump 2028 as if that senile orange washcloth isn't getting shot by like 20 people the instant he removes the dick. Why would you say that? Why would you have me say that? Roku the Dragon said, who do you main in the Simpsons game? Lisa is fire, in my opinion. Bart. She said, I think it's funny that the same people call multiple times, not understanding that they are basically lol cows to us. Yo, what is Billy to us at this point? 100 Days said, you're going to answer a call or what? I've answered multiple calls today. What are you talking about? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Na, 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 na. Na, na, na. Let's take the next caller. Next, coming up to stream, we have Trevor. Trevor wants to talk about trans men and women. Trevor, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Yeah, 27.
Sorry, say that one more time. I couldn't really hear you.
27, him.
Okay, great. You're a little quiet. Is there any chance you can speak a little louder into your mic?
Is that any better?
It's the exact same.
I'm
Oh,
not
you're
sure.
good. I turned you up a little bit on my end, so hopefully that's fine. Trevor, now you want to talk about trans men and women being men and women. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And you think that trans men and women are not men and women based on both science and the dictionary. Is that correct?
Correct.
Which dictionary specifically?
Oxford, I guess.
Okay. Is the Oxford Dictionary a prescriptive or descriptive dictionary?
Descriptive?
Sorry, which one did you say?
I guess descriptive?
Okay. So then it would not actually matter what Oxford says the definition of man or woman is because it's only describing how that word is used. It's not telling us how that word has to be used, right?
But it is how it's currently used.
Yep, it's describing a common usage of the word, but not telling us how that word has to be used. So then to make an argument that men and women must be men and women because of the dictionary would be a faulty argument because the dictionary isn't giving you a must case.
Okay.
Now we can talk about your science one. You believe specifically that men and women. Oh, hold on one second. I forgot to. This didn't go through. Oopsies. You believe that trans men and women would not be men and women scientifically. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, I believe that because, I mean, yeah, but also the definition is just correct.
The definition of what?
Just men and women.
We've already talked about the fact that the definition is descriptive, right? So it's not implying correctness. Because
Okay.
descriptive definitions don't tell us what is or is not correct. Just tells us this is how we typically see this used.
Sir,
Doesn't mean it can't be used any other way. Doesn't mean there can't be
you saying that
definitions that
something-
function better.
is impossible for it to become prescriptive?
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying that the definition you're giving from the
Okay.
book you're using is not
So
a
then how do
prescriptive
you know if
definition.
it's descriptive or prescriptive?
Because Oxford literally labels itself a descriptive dictionary. They say they do not exist to give you how a word must be used. They're just telling you how it typically is used. What you're doing right now would be called an appeal to definition fallacy, where or appeal to dictionary.
I think that specific definition, though, is prescriptive. How about that?
Based on what?
Based on lack of any other against it?
What?
You know, just lack of anything against that definition.
There are other. What are you talking about? that wouldn't make it prescriptive.
Like, it works.
It working does not make it descriptive or prescriptive. That's not how language works. Language isn't considered prescriptive just because a definition works in common usage, right?
Okay.
That's not how that works.
I mean, to be a man, you have to be a male.
Okay, so to be a man, you have to be male.
Yeah, adult human male.
So an adult human male. So it's not actually about being male; it's more about being human and an adult. So there are other males on this planet that aren't. There are other males on this planet. You wouldn't call them men, right?
No, not specifically.
Okay, so the
Not if
important
they're not
qualifier here isn't the
Human
male.
or an adult.
Yeah, so the important qualifier here isn't really the male; it's the human and adult.
Well, no, it's all three.
Yes, but the important qualifier, the thing that makes you a man, is being human, not being male. Because you can't be a man if you're.
To be a man, you have to be an adult, a human, and a male.
Okay, so I think you're missing how how subjects work in definition.
No.
Human, in the definition, adult, human, male. Human is the important word, right? Because the other two, hold on, the other two can exist in other species. Human is the only one that can't. There are adult male cows. There are adult male.
What does species have to do with anything?
That's a joke, right?
I mean, we're talking about being a man. You have to be an adult, a human, and a male. Yes, to be a human, you have to be. Obviously, we're talking about species, but that's just
the important qualifier in the definition. Adult, human, male is human because that is the only one that is specific to one group.
No, because adult is specific to adult and male is specific to male.
Nope. Every single species on this planet can be an adult, and every single sexually reproducing species on this planet can be a male, but only humans can be human. So therefore, the important word, the word that is being changed in that definition is human. Adult and male are adjectives.
I don't see
to
what you're
human.
trying to get at here.
Holy shit. Okay. Do you believe that gender is a biological category or a sociological one?
I believe that they're basically the same thing.
If they're the same thing, then every male on the planet would be a man, right? But they're not.
No.
Only humans can be men. Therefore, they are not the same.
Yeah. I would not say every male on the planet is a man. No.
Then they are not the same thing. Sex and gender are not the same. Otherwise,
No, they're not the same thing.
Did he not say that they were basically the same, chat? Am I going crazy?
It's like you can be one without being the other, but not the other way around.
Sure, but that means they're not the same thing.
Yeah. But they are still, you know what I'm talking about.
What I'm trying to point out to you is that when we are analyzing whether or not sex and gender are the same, right? What we're doing is we're looking at how these two concepts fit within different groups. So because gender can only fit into human groups, it becomes a sociological category, not a biological category. Humans created gender for means of categorization. We didn't create sex because sex is just something that exists in our biology. Gender is not. And we created the categories of sex, but we didn't create what's in those categories. Whereas for gender,
What is gender?
gender,
What would you say gender is?
like my definition of it,
Yeah, personally.
I would define gender in the broad sense as the sociological categorization of behaviors, attributes, or otherwise of the sexes. I can go to my like debate glossary if you want like a more detailed definition, but that's what I would just say off the top of the head.
All right, and how would you disagree with the current definition
Of what?
man
gender?
being adult human male?
I would say it's not comprehensive enough. There are men who don't fit that definition.
But I mean, why aren't they just labeled as intersex?
Because intersex is not its own category. It is a list of conditions that affect the sexes.
Yeah, but it's like a category of those conditions.
Yes, it's a category of conditions, not a category of sex. So when somebody has, for instance, Swyer syndrome, that is an intersex condition. They are considered intersex because they have an intersex condition, but intersex isn't in and of itself a new sexual category.
I would say that it is.
Based on what?
Not strictly male or female.
A woman who has Swyer syndrome is still female.
And then that person is female.
Then intersex isn't a condition. It's a thing. What about like micro penises are an intersex condition? Are men with micro penises now not male anymore?
No, because that person would be male.
Imagine somebody had leukemia and you said that person is cancer. Right? Like that doesn't make sense. It's their conditions.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
So this is why I would say the definition adult human male does not cleanly map on to what we know and use gender as.
Okay. All right.
Anything?
Have a good one, I guess.
Okay. The fuck is going on today? Oh my god, dude. I know there are some people who disagree with me on the intersex thing, but every argument I've heard for why intersex would be its own sexual category just doesn't make sense when you take into account like the way we categorize sex. I think there are definitely intersex people who would map onto the other. Like there are people who would be considered male in a sense, but their intersex conditions lead them to actually be categorized female. I think that makes more sense. But it doesn't make sense to say intersex is some third category distinction. Dude, I need this cough to go away. Thai edition, thank you for the super chat. Said the only thing about a man that makes him separate as a species is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. Everything around us is a result of using our minds. Everything in the future will be as well. True. The dude just did. Yeah, he wanted. He said it was. He said it was done. So, when somebody says thank you, goodbye, what am I supposed to do? Is it viral, bacterial, environmental? Well, my cough? I don't fucking know. I'm not one of those doctor people. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Am I hungry? I haven't eaten today. So probably. Hungry for justice. Well, on my medication, like I don't get hungry, so I actually have to think about it. Like, oh, am I actually hungry or? Have you tried horse? In what way? When touchdown brings me back again to find. All right. Let's take our final call of the day, and then we're going to play some horror games on Twitch. All right. Final call of the day. Coming up is Jesse. Jesse's called before. So welcome back to the show, Jesse. I know we talked earlier this week. Today, Jesse, you're calling in to talk about Trump. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jesse,
Yes.
why do you?
I know you're not a fan of him by a long
Definitely
mile.
Definitely not. Jesse, why do you think I should support Donald Trump?
Well, the number one thing I would say is, after himself, I do believe that he wants the country, the United States of America, to succeed, especially against other countries. And I think what he's doing is his belief for the good of America.
Okay. What has he done specifically policy-wise that has been beneficial for the American people?
So the two main things I'd like to bring up is number one would be illegal immigration, and number two would be his tariffs. I believe those are both good in theory. I don't know. I don't think the tariffs is working out as fast as he thought it would have, but I think the goal is to get the labor to come back to the States. We have too much of our labor is just outsourced to other countries, which doesn't really help our economy very much.
Sure. Let's look at his first term. He implemented tariffs in his first term. Did those tariffs see a significant increase in manufacturing jobs, which would be the jobs that they're trying to bring back?
Not a lot, but I'd say a little bit, but not as much as it should have.
No, there was no
It's
significant.
just too cheap.
There was no significant increase in manufacturing at all.
Well, I know that for one example is the appliance maker Whirlpool. They moved all their factories back to the country. That's an American company.
Sure, but again, in his first term, there was no significant increase in we lost more manufacturing jobs than we gained.
So you think the tariffs caused that?
I
Help
think making goods more expensive, yes, does directly lead to job loss.
Well,
Because people can't afford to buy the goods at the same price anymore. Therefore, people start
if
to
you
lose
charge
their jobs.
if you charge an external country a fee so they can sell something here, eventually wouldn't that lead?
Jesse, that's not what
Hello?
tariffs are. That's not what tariffs are. Tariffs are not a fee on other countries.
Isn't it a percentage they charge on every good?
It's an import tax. The importer pays the tariff, not the exporter. So if I wanted to buy a washing machine from Japan,
yes,
Japan doesn't pay the tax on that. I pay it as the person importing it into the country.
Well, don't they pay it and just pass the buck to you since you're the buyer?
No, you pay the tax when the item comes to customs typically. Like, so when a big company, let's say Apple is shipping in a bunch of their phones from overseas, when the phones get into customs, they pay the tariff to import them, and then they get all of them. Sometimes you can have a company that will fold the cost of the tariff into the cost of the item, right? But you're still paying that tariff. They're just folding it in, so you have one set fee, right? But no, tariffs are always paid by the importer, not the exporter.
So then what's the objective of Trump doing that if that's not a tax that's paid by the external countries?
Well, Trump doesn't understand
what gain do we get out of it?
Trump doesn't know how tariffs work. You can understand. You can figure that out by listening to the way he talks about them. He doesn't even know how they work. His goal is to use them, or what it seems his goal is, probably not. I don't know that he's smart enough for this, but the goal seems to be to use them to try to pressure other countries into creating trade deals, because what will happen is American companies won't buy from those overseas companies as much. Therefore, those overseas companies may lose some money. We haven't seen any of this happen, though. So instead, what we've seen is American companies are just willing to increase the cost of the good, so that way we as the consumer pay the tariff. You can see this with things like, specifically, I have this camera. It's called an Osmo Pocket 3. Right. It's like a little flip camera that I use for like videography and stuff. This camera, the creator combo for this camera. So a thing that I bought, when I bought this, it was like $499. It's $629 now. And that's because it's on sale. Usually it's like $670. It's gone up in price.
Okay. And that's because of tariffs?
Yes, because the camera has to be imported from I think it's China manufactures them. So
Trump is penalizing you from buying a Chinese product?
Yes, tariffs penalize the importer, not the exporter. Now, targeted tariffs can work, right? So if you say, hey, we're going to tariff, we do this with Canada, even though we shouldn't because we're supposed to have free trade with them, but whatever, where we'll say, hey, we're going to tariff specifically lumber because we're noticing that we're having an issue with American-bought lumber. So we're going to tariff your lumber so that our lumber is purchased by our people instead. But Trump isn't doing targeted tariffs. He's doing blanket tariffs on an entire country.
Interesting. So I didn't comprehend what his tariff policy was. I thought it was penalizing these exterior countries that are trying to bring product in, trying to push American companies to start their own stuff. But apparently that's not the case.
And the worst part is it's causing trade wars. So China, for instance, in his first term, China hit back and said, well, if you're going to tariff us, we're going to put tariffs on your agriculture because we were the world's largest producer of soy. Like our farms produced it, and China was the biggest purchaser of it because we can grow it easier than they can. Well, China said, fuck you, we're not going to buy it from you. Now I want to say it's Argentina is now the largest producer of soy that China buys from them. So we've lost that. And then what happened was we had to now bail out farms because a bunch of our farms were closing or threatening to be closed and going to bankruptcy. And in fact, I think it was last year we saw the largest percentage of farm bankruptcies. And then this year we're on track to bail out farms by, I want to say it's like $18 billion we have to bail out for farms because Trump started a trade war that backfired.
Don't these other countries, China, Indians, etc., don't they charge tariffs for our products?
So most countries will do tariffs, yes. But again, it's
So
targeted.
isn't it?
It's targeted.
So
they'll
you're
target-
against America doing those at
I'm
all,
against
even though other countries
broad
do it to us?
tariffs. I think targeted tariffs can be useful. I'm against broad
Okay.
sweeping tariffs. And we've tariffed countries
Gotcha.
that had 0 tariffs on us.
Okay. So with those, I would agree if that's the case, but is he attacking those countries as well? With the tariffs?
countries that
It's
don't have
a
tariffs?
general tariff on everyone, all the countries?
It's not on every country. It's on countries that he views as, that Trump specifically views as like a threat to our economy.
Gotcha. Okay. So they're just kind of trying to bully him.
Yeah, and it didn't work. I mean, it literally, we've seen there have been no real, and this is why when Trump is like, we're all going to get tariff checks. I'm like, what? It just defeats the whole, if the purpose of tariffs are to replace what Trump claims, it's to replace tax revenue, right? And it doesn't really make sense that he's then going to give that money back to us. We also haven't made enough for him to give it back to us.
So would there be a way to just tariff the export coming in before the consumer has to pay the tariff, or is that just not
I mean, if
something that could be
you have a
applied?
business that's willing to eat the cost, but businesses wouldn't be willing to do that, right? Like if I'm a business and I'm selling anything, like let's say I'm selling fucking electronic drills, and so I buy a bunch of drills from overseas, and there's a like, what's our tariff on China right now? Let me see.
Pretty high, I imagine.
Tariff from China.
20% at least.
I just want to see how much it is so I can give you like an actual 25%. So let's say it's 25%. Actually in March the tariff, it started as 10%. In March the tariff in 2025 the tariff went to 20%. At the peak of trade escalation in April, the US tariffs reached 145%. For specific products. But let's say right now, I think it's about 30% right now. So let's say I'm buying drills from overseas and I want to buy 100 drills, and manufacturing, I don't know, let's say that it's, I'm buying them at cost. Let's just make it easy. Say they're $10 at cost and I sell them for 20. So let's say they're $10, but now here comes
pay 13 for them.
Yeah, here comes the 30% tariff. So now, instead of I'm buying 100 drills at $10. So instead of paying $1,000, I'm now paying $1,300. $1,300. So I'm paying $1,300. So I'm eating. Now I can eat that $300 that I would have had as profit. I could just eat that.
You're still making a profit, but your profit is shrinking. I understand.
But my profit is shrinking. So what business wants their profit to shrink? Either they're going to cut the cost of labor, so they may fire some people because they're like, hey, we can't afford this labor anymore and keep profiting the way we're going to. Or they're going to pass the price on to the consumer and say, well, now I'm going to raise the price of the drill $3. That the second one is what they have been doing.
But you just said that they don't have to deal with the tariff. What do you mean pass it? Isn't it already passed to the consumer?
It gets passed on to the consumer through a price increase. The importer isn't the consumer. Technically, I guess the importer is a consumer. If you're just talking about buying that, when I say they pass it to the consumer, I'm talking about the third party person that buys it when they sell it. Right?
Gotcha.
What they'll do is they'll pass that buck on by just like raising the price of the good instead of eating the cost of the tariff. Because in a lot of cases, you're looking at thousands upon thousands of dollars from these companies that are importing these goods. And what happens is it goes, well, we want to increase manufacturing here, but so many of these companies that are going out of business are not the big businesses that can afford to build factories. They're small. Have you ever watched Shark Tank?
Yes.
You know, when like every time when the sharks go to a person, well, have you looked at overseas manufacturing to lower your manufacturing cost? That's what is happening, right?
They're globalists. They're not worried about America.
Exactly. We're not going to be hurting the big businesses, right? Apple will survive. Car companies will survive. But these smaller businesses, which is why we've seen we've seen a massive, I don't remember what it was in 2025. It was a massive closing of small businesses, but they have to shut down. They can't afford the tariff and they can't afford US manufacturing. So what are they going to do? Their only choice is shut the doors.
So let me ask you this, Jovan. How would you tackle trying to get manufacturing back to the States? How would you go about it? 'Cause I agree with you. If what you say his tariff policy is, that's not going to work. So how would you go about it?
I wouldn't.
Or is it even possible?
I wouldn't try to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. I would say, hey, you know what we could do? Let me rephrase that. I would say let's invest in complex manufacturing, right? China is really good about making, they're called, I don't remember what they're called, but there's a name for them. The small little pieces that all fit together to make a phone. China's really good with that. They've got that down to a science. Let them keep doing it. Who cares? Right? Let's focus on the complex stuff. First and foremost, trinkets. Thank you, chat. I would invest in engineering education, right? Because that's what we need is we need engineers that can take all these smaller things and build these components into something bigger. I would just invest in manufacturing plants. Right now, what Trump is saying is he's trying to, or he says he is trying to force the businesses to do it themselves. I would just invest in the businesses, you know, right? Like I would just say, hey, here's money to build the factories, right? But let's not do. I don't want the trinkets. I want the bigger thing. I don't need the company that like the pepperoni can be made in Japan, but assembling the pizza we should do here, and that's what I would focus on.
So you want all raw materials to just be outsourced, and then we could just do all the building ourselves?
Not all, but stuff that it's very clear. Stuff that it's very clear that like other countries already have, like they're doing pretty well, and they're it's cheaper. Like, yeah, I would just foster good trade relations with those countries.
Interesting. Well, you convinced me. I'm anti tariffs now.
Okay, W Jesse.
Awesome.
Next
So
time
can we move on to the next one? We
can keep going. I'm gonna make you full anti-Trump. We can keep going.
Awesome. So how about the quick, can I squeeze this in? What would be a good example of proof of Christianity being real? 'Cause I am an atheist as well, but I'm just curious of what you would view as convincing evidence.
So convincing evidence for like the truth claim of Christianity, I would specifically want the only thing that can really exist from that time would either be archaeological proof of divinity. So Jesus's body, like if the Shroud of Turin were real, that would be good. But even then, that's more evidence just that he was killed and wrapped up. But we would need some sort of archaeological evidence. But the other one would be writings from outside of the belief system. So like if the Romans wrote this big thing about like, holy shit, there's this dude named Jesus who came back from the dead. I'd be like, well, now wait a minute. Because now you have an opposing side writing about it, right? Like there's opposing side writings for Alexander the Great. There's opposing side writings for Caesar. There's opposing side writings. Like part of the reason we know about Attila the Hun is because the people that he were killing were writing about it. And we're like, oh shit, this shit is going crazy, right? It's part of why why we don't believe it, like why we don't really believe in the Exodus happening, because Egyptians wrote about their losses. We have writings from ancient Egypt about battles they lost, about stuff they lost, all of that stuff. We don't have that for them losing 600,000 slaves. None of that is written down. So that would be one form of really good evidence, would just be opposition writing. Opposition writing is very good.
Gotcha. Awesome. And also, so you're pro illegal immigration, is that correct?
Am I pro illegal immigration? I'm just not anti illegal immigration. Like I don't care one way or another how someone gets into the country if they're a contributing member to society. Like I just don't think citizenship tied into birth makes a lot of sense, in my opinion.
So would you say there's a limit, like a ceiling, to how many people you would let into the country, or is it just infinity?
I mean, I would just look at like what we can like feasibly what's the word I'm looking for? Like take care of, like based on the resource allocation.
And one quick question. So would you agree that illegal immigrants are majority Spanish speakers?
Are they majority Spanish speakers? I don't know. I mean, the majority of people here illegally, I think, is Mexico is still the largest country. So like probably,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they probably.
Would you be for or against them being required to learn English, or should the native population be required to learn Spanish?
I think we should do both. Not required. I don't think required should be the case, but I mean, we should, like, everybody should want to learn another language, right?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point, but you should be able to choose. Shouldn't be force fed it.
Yeah, I don't think native Spanish speakers. Now listen, would it make their lives easier if they learned English? Yeah, obviously the majority of this country typically speaks English. So like if I moved to Japan tomorrow, it would make my life easier if I started to learn Japanese, but like that doesn't mean that I should be forced to. But like with the advent of technology too, with smartphones, like most people got a smartphone, Google Translate will live translate for you. So
okay. And one more quick question, Jovan. So you said that Trump supporters are either uneducated or evil. So theoretically, if you came into power or someone you support came into power, what would you do with all these bad people, bad and uneducated people?
I don't know if like I don't think we should necessarily do anything.
So
they'd be probably
okay they'd be okay to survive, no Holocaust.
Yeah, why would I Holocaust a bunch of Trump supporters?
I'm just teasing you.
What I will support would be like a Nuremberg trial for his administration. That I'll definitely support.
Interesting. So, and you're a communist, correct?
Correct.
So, how would there be a money system? Would money still be a thing in your communist
no
system theoretically?
Nope.
So you're like pro Venus Project, Jacques Fresco?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't know what that is? That was like this guy. He died like a couple of years back, but he had this thing called the Venus Project. It's all about a society without money. That's pretty interesting. I thought that's how you came to your communist conclusion, but obviously not. All right, that was it. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. And you convinced me on one thing that I disagree now with Trump is those tariffs. I thought I was totally pro tariffs.
All right, no problem.
All right, thanks, Jovan. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
I don't mind talking to Jesse. Jesse is good faith and seems to be receptive to information. So I don't mind having a conversation with Jesse whenever Jesse decides to call in. All right, well, that's it for debates. We're going to go play horror games over on Twitch. So if you want me to watch me get spooked, come over to Twitch for that. Do we get any super chats before I head out? Rad Stormcrow said Trump tariffed the gay penguin dad. Seems hateful. True. Joshua Everett said tariffs are one of a very small handful of policies that the president can implement without congressional approval. He just wants to flex his power. Doubly true. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching over on YouTube. I'll try to be live tomorrow, probably like later in the evening. Maybe I'll see if Jimmy wants to do a late stream tomorrow, like an after dark. Would you guys like an after dark stream tomorrow? Y'all want an after dark? We'll do an after dark. Thank you for watching over on YouTube. Come over to Twitch if you want to watch some gaming. Again, we're going to play some horror games where Jovan's going to get scared. Sorry to Andrew Wilson. I know you were in the calling queue waiting to talk, but sorry we didn't have time to get to you today. Maybe we'll get to you tomorrow if you can open a pickle jar. If you want to come watch my Twitch, same name, Jovan Bradley on Twitch. Come join us. Goodbye, YouTube.